Hi, my name is Uchidee. This channel is all about fun art challenges. I hope through these challenges I can improve my art skill and share my journey with you. For today, I'll be doing something a little bit different, which is comparing two art supplies I recently bought. Let's see how it goes. First, let's start by introducing the art supplies, which happen to be colored pencils. The first is Derwent watercolor pencils. I bought a set of 36 colors and it was only $35 on clearance at Michael's. The next set is also Derwent, but it's their Inktense colored pencils. This was also on sale for $35. They are both essentially watercolor pencils from the same brand, so I really wondered if there was such a difference and wanted to test it out on YouTube. To begin with, I did swatches for both to get an idea of the colors I'm working with. The first one is the watercolor pencils, and the next one is the Inktense pencils. I can already see a difference between the two, but before I get into it, I need to use them more to get a better understanding. So let me test them by coloring something first. Here's what I'm going to color with them. For some reason, I have a random Sailor Moon coloring book from when I was younger, and I haven't used it at all, so this is the perfect opportunity. I guess it's probably not a legit one, but I think it'll work for this purpose, and some of the pictures are kind of cute, too. I'll get started by trying out the Inktense pencils, but this is not a video to show my artwork, so I'll skip the process and focus on a few key points. Here are the finished pieces with the colored pencils. Can you tell which one is which? The right one is colored by Inktense pencils, and the left one is colored by watercolor pencils. I tried to use similar colors as well as similar techniques to color them in, but the result came out surprisingly different. And it wasn't only about the color appearance. One of the first things I noticed was the smoothness difference of the pencils. Like I said, I noticed it even when I was working on the swatches. The Inktense pencils are smooth, just like normal wax-based colored pencils, but a little on the soft side. On the other hand, the watercolored pencils are pretty chalky and close to the normal pencil feeling. I tried to show this by recording a test run, but it was hard to show the feeling through the video. But surely, I can say it's quite different. The second difference was the quality in covering an area. The Inktense does a good job by itself without water, and it comes out pretty evenly without much effort, but the watercolored pencils didn't cover the area as easily. Take a look and you can see the difference of the color intensity. In addition, the watercolor is super chalky and left a lot of dust after coloring in the small area. To be honest, I struggled with this a bit and smeared the colored pencil dust throughout this coloring, which caused some areas to be kind of messy. Don't get me wrong, the Inktense has a little of this too, but I found it's a lot easier to manage comparing to the watercolored pencils. The next difference is the color quality. In the picture, you may think the watercolor one is more vibrant, but in reality, the Inktense one is more vivid and bright, almost as if you colored it with markers. I guess that makes sense because it's Inktense. Inktense pencils can give a vivid color with just one layer after being activated by water. In order to get the same type of vibrancy from the watercolored pencils, it requires multiple layers. The Inktense pencils are pretty magical, and I enjoyed using them a lot more than expected. Please take a look at these swatches. Both are just one layer of colored pencils activated by water. So far, the Inktense pencils sound much better and easier to use, right? But the last thing I want to compare is the layering and blending. I think watercolored pencils win. Just take a look at this space. I know it kind of messed up on the Inktense one, and it's because the Inktense doesn't layer or blend like normal watercolored pencils. I learned this the hard way, but Inktense colored pencils, once activated by water and dried, are permanent. They can't be reactivated by water, so it's like overlapping two colored films. There won't be a feathering effect between the first and second layers. And there are uneven color spots if you don't fill up the whole space, which also makes it difficult to blend colors after the initial layer is dried. On the other hand, watercolored pencils work like normal watercolor and are able to be reactivated with water to create seamless layering and blending that works well between the same color as well as different colors. So with my skill, it was pretty tough to layer by Inktense, but when it comes to blending, it's actually not impossible. As long as you blend the colors before activating them with water, they will blend. Though you have to be careful with the amount of colored pencils you put down. Not necessarily color balance before water activation. I mean, especially when you want to blend a lighter color with a darker color, you should be careful. If you put down a heavy coat of the lighter color versus the darker color, just because it may look okay before the activation, the pigment of the lighter color may overpower the darker color after activating it with water, and give something outside of what you were expecting. It happened a lot, like while I was working on the space, and I ended up losing the vibrancy of the Inktense colored pencils. It kind of looks cool with the cloudy effect, but that wasn't my intention. So it's good to test out the blending you plan on using first to ensure it will come out as you want it to be. That's pretty much it with the comparison between Derwent Inktense and watercolored pencils. Between the two, as I usually draw simple art that doesn't really need layering like classic anime, I think I prefer the Inktense colored pencils. If you are not doing something complicated, I definitely think they are easier to use and look much better. But if you are planning to do a traditional watercolor, the watercolored pencil set is probably going to work well for you. It was my first time kind of doing a review or comparison type video, so it might have been all over the place. But I hope this will help you if you are thinking about buying a new set of Derwent pencils. Doing the review video was tougher than expected, but everyone has a first time, right? Feel free to comment below how I can improve, as I feel like there is actually a ton to improve. That's it for today. Thank you for watching my video. If you liked the video and would like to see more like this, please like or leave a comment below. And if you really liked the video, please subscribe. See you next time.